Tonight on WVUA News at 6, the race to find a Tuscaloosa County interim school superintendent is coming to an end. And the age your child can start school could be changing. We have details. And local veterans celebrate after years of fighting for their mental health rights. But first, doing what matters for Alabama's children. Good evening, thanks for joining us. It was all about the children during a conference today put on by school teachers, social service agents, and nonprofit agencies.
And their goal was to talk about what's best for Alabama's children. Teresa Costanzo with Tuscaloosa's One Place said this is the biggest turnout they've ever had. Today's conference ended with a celebration. WVUA's Jennifer Edwards was there and tells us what the big celebration was all about.
The sound of applause filled the Bryant-Denny Conference Center as Colleen Wilbur with America's Promise Alliance awarded Tuscaloosa one of 100 best communities for young people.
We look every year for 100 communities across the country that are making the well-being of their young people a top priority in their community. And to us, how your young people are doing is the most important measure of how your community is doing.
This is the second year in a row Tuscaloosa has received this award, but to probate judge Hardy McCullum, this year is a little bit more meaningful.
April 27th was a real tragedy in our community. It brought about a lot of trauma, a lot of devastation, and to see our community that pulled together during that period and continue to focus in on the needs of our children, and certainly to be recognized for those efforts is certainly something that the entire community enjoys and shares in.
According to Colleen Wilbur with America's Promise and Tuscaloosa officials, being awarded one of 100 best communities for young people isn't about being perfect, but knowing that there's room for improvement.
But there are still challenges that still exist for their young people. They're not running away from those challenges. In fact, they're facing them head on and saying, you know what, we need to do more.
Our efforts to engage and confront issues dealing with the youth, I think, speaks volumes as it relates to our community and our willingness to step forward.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Jennifer Edwards, WVUA News.
And according to Wilbur, only 2 other communities in the entire state of Alabama were on the list of the 100 best communities for young people.
The age your children enter school could be changing from age 7 to age 6. That's if some state leaders have their way. Representative John Merrill says if children are not reading on grade level by the time they're in the 3rd grade, the likelihood of that child ever reading on grade level diminishes tremendously. Merrill says the longer families wait to put their children in school, the bigger the risk of the child dropping out of school at an earlier age.
But it's a matter of abuse and neglect that needs to be eliminated, because the families that wait until a child is 7 years old before they give them any educational orientation or instruction are really putting their children at risk in a position for them never to be successful in a school setting.
According to Merrill, there are a number of children all across Alabama who would qualify for this bill.
The hunt for the next Tuscaloosa County interim school superintendent is winding down. As we have reported, Dr. Frank Costanzo will retire in March. And last night, the board received 5 names to consider for that position. And those names are Dr. Vonda Beatty, former superintendent of the Walker County Board of Education; Dr. Richard Gardner, former superintendent of the Sheffield Board of Education; Dr. Carlton Smith, former superintendent of the Vestavia Hills Board of Education; Dr. Judy Stifel, former superintendent of the Calhoun County Board of Education; and Dr. Joe Walters, the former superintendent of the Tuscumbia Board of Education. And according to the school board attorney, Ray Ward, the board has 180 days from Costanzo's retirement date to select a new school superintendent.
Today was a very special day for a group of local veterans. The Tuscaloosa VA Hospital held its 2nd annual recovery celebration. This is for veterans who've gotten better after years of mental health recovery. Coins were handed out based on the amount of years each veteran has fought for their health. One volunteer says the veterans have come a long way.
Go to Walmart because there was too many people, and now I come out here every day and I assist other veterans getting around the hospital and help employees, and I run errands and things like that.
The years of rehabilitation for each veteran range from 1 to 28.
After last week's tornadoes, cleanup crews are expected to arrive in the Jefferson County area during the next coming days. The town of Centerpoint may also take advantage of equipment and manpower being offered by neighboring cities. But Mayor Tom Henderson says the city is also soliciting bids from private contractors. Trussellville Mayor Gene Melton says his city plans to hire a private contractor to haul off debris, and he estimates this expense will be less than $100,000. Now, still to come here on WVUA News at 6, Floridians headed to the polls today for a very important Republican primary. We'll have the latest.
And coming up in home team weather, much of the day has been nice, dry, and warm, but big changes in the forecast for the next few days. But what about the weekend forecast? Home team weather is coming up in a bit. Stay with us.
And Alabama senior gymnast Ashley Priest has earned a reputation for being a clutch player. Gary Harris will have the details on that coming up in Alabama's home team sports.
Also, don't forget, tomorrow is National Signing Day. Your home team has extensive coverage brought to you by Your Way Furniture. Join us at 11 a.m. for All Access National Signing Day. Then stay tuned at 3:30. It's the Tider Insider TV Signing Day Special live from Bryant-Denny Stadium. Gary Harris and Rodney Orr will have all your signing day updates and information, as well as Nick Saban's press conference live. Signing Day 2012 only on WVUA TV.